Hi everyone, this is Andrea Swain Martin with Andrea Cans. On Tuesday afternoon, early evening, we started the process of trying to use Mrs. Wage's tomato ketchup. And I had an epic volcano blow up with my blender all over my beautiful ceiling, and Kim had to get a ladder to fix that. And we decided on Tuesday evening, well, it was Tuesday, we said Wednesday morning we checked it. It was not thick. So Kim emptied all the jars into the crock pot over there. And it's been simmering since yesterday morning, almost 29 hours ago or so. And then he added tomato paste to it. Did you add tomato paste to it yesterday?
No, just cooking it down.
Just cooked it down. And so now it's Thursday. And this is the product we got. Kim actually went down and added how many more things of pasta?
Went and got 3 more jars of paste.
3 more jars of paste to add to the ketchup. Now, I'm hoping we fixed an epic failure, or I'm hoping so anyway. It looks pretty. It's red, it's thick, and the way it's supposed to. When I do my own ketchups, it usually looks this way. But it's just been quite an ordeal using Mrs. Wage's ketchup.
Get a few less this way, but
packets. I don't know if we'll use Mrs. Wage's ketchup packets again.
yeah.
I like the chili packet. I liked the pasta sauce packet. But this is, we had to cook it just like we normally cook all of my other ketchups that I make. So anyway, this is what it looks like. It's going to be pretty. It's been a long time coming. It's now Thursday. We started on this on Tuesday. Started re-simmering it yesterday morning. And so it's Thursday. It's been a long ketchup week. And it's all going to go into the canner. And we'll talk to you in a few minutes when we pull this out of the canner for the second time this week. Bye. Hi, you guys. So I came down for my lunch hour. It's about 12:30. My next meeting is at 1:30. So Kim, it's been quite a process. Actually, this has been painful. Can you see in there? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. We started off making ketchup on Tuesday afternoon, late afternoon. I should have started earlier or started processing earlier or something, because it was a miserable mess. I blew up the kitchen with my blender, which was not a fun thing to do. Kim had to haul out the ladder and get up and remove all the spatter that looked like someone had died in our kitchen from the ceiling that was just redone for us last November by our friend Robbie Graham. So we got everything cooked down per Mrs. Wage's packets. Everything jarred up. I think we had, what, 26, something like that?
Quite a few, yes.
And I might not show you that segment because it's boring and it didn't turn out, and everything was like, still looked like liquid. So yesterday morning, now this is a long process. Kim decided he was going to take all the 26 jars of what looked like tomato juice and put them into a crock pot and let it cook for, almost 28, 29 hours. And this morning, we had the crock pot on overnight on warm. Now, I'm not worried about the crock pot. It's different than using a roaster pan or whatever. And I got up and checked on it once, and Kim did too, and stirred it up. What time was that about?
I did it about 3:30.
3:30, and it still wasn't thickening. So we got up this morning, we put that crock pot puppy on high, or the dentist slow cooker anyway, on high. And it cooked for another 2 to 3 hours. And then Kim, when I came down for a break right around 10, said, I'm adding tomato paste to it. And so he added 3 small jars of tomato paste and cooked that along the way. And this is the result. The tomato paste saved this ketchup. He got it cooked down enough to put it in jars. Then he took it outside and put it on the flame. Sorry, there's a train in Galva. And it turned out really good. And when I came down for another break, I guess it was maybe around 11:30, 12, I don't remember what it was. He had these guys all jarred up and ready to go and cooled. So it's been a process. I think next time, just turn an epic fail into a good success. It still tastes good. It's not as sweet as what we originally started off with, which is fine by me. And I'm polishing my jars like I do, and then Kim's gonna haul all these down to the pantry for me. Do you have any words of advice for anybody using Mrs. Wages, Mr. Martin?
If you're using Mrs. Wages and you don't want tomato soup, you have to start early and
Earlier
cook
than
it,
we did.
cook it till it gets thick enough to what you think is ketchup, and then you can jar it.
It's really pretty. And it was pretty stuff when it came out of the canner the first time. It's pretty stuff this time. All my jar lids sealed. Kevin is doing such a good job. He knows what he's doing. So even though we started on this process on Tuesday, we're going to mark it done on 8/22 because it's at the final process. I'm going to mark these guys. Kim's going to haul them downstairs. I had a better opportunity when I had a better job. It did a better job for me when I made my own tomato ketchup. The year before was even better than last year.
I think this is the right way to go, but you just, what they do for a time frame
Is not correct.
is not correct for as long as it takes to steam the water out of the tomatoes, because nobody wants
Nope.
runny ketchup. Otherwise, you call that tomato soup, or sweet tomato soup, I would call. But it's good flavor. I like the packaging. There's a convenience about it. You just have to. Their time frame is entirely not correct
For
as
our
far as
liking.
long as it takes to make ketchup. I mean, I've never seen ketchup pour out like water, and this is what this was going to be like, and it's like, this is not ketchup. So it requires a longer time period to cook, but that's really not much different than if she was to make her own, because it takes quite a while to cook the ketchup down, and she always makes it with the dented slow cookers. And sometimes if you don't pay attention to it, you can still scorch it in the slow cooker. So that's why I was getting to the point, like, if I keep trying to steam this out more and more without trying to add something to thicken this a little bit more, it's going to end up scorching, and I didn't want to scorch the ketchup. We've done that last year. And actually the homemade ketchup is pretty good. I mean, she's made all kinds of stuff with it. Our daughter, Rhea, she truly enjoys the homemade ketchup. I like the homemade ketchup. It's good for, you can make a barbecue sauce with it and stuff. There's all kinds, because it's a sweeter ketchup. Right now, this isn't as sweet as it started off because I added 3 more cans of paste, but.
And Kim, as you did that, I think it tastes better now than it did initially.
Right, because we don't like, ketchup's got a sweet taste to it, but it shouldn't taste like you added 4 cups of sugar to it. So this tastes just like ketchup. The spices they use in those packaging is very good. You can still taste the vinegar in it from adding the white vinegar to it to finish it out. Maybe next time we might use some of your homemade apple vinegar in some of it. It might taste pretty good
Yeah,
too.
that probably tastes pretty good.
And maybe liberate a little less sugar to it.
I don't think we need to add any more sugar to it. I think I'd probably go down to 2 cups, but that'd be my preference.
I would use it again. I mean, the ingredients are already in it. You just have to basically have the tomatoes and the white vinegar and some sugar. And paste too. So, but as far as the spices, it's already in the package. So I would use it again just to kind of do a hurry up. But knowing what I know now, you want to cook it a little bit longer than what they're saying for. If you like your ketchup to be like ketchup instead of like
24, 25, 26 hours longer. But that's my recommendation. I'm not sold on this, Mr. Martin.
Well, I'm willing to try it again.
All right, that's fine.
It could be, instead of using regular garden tomatoes, you need like your Romas and more of a sauce type tomato that has less water in it. So
Okay.
it might go quicker that way too. So
Anyway, Kim's turned this epic failure into an epic success just by his patience. I've been working and feel kind of guilty that he's been down here fussing with the office. He fussed with it yesterday without me. He fussed with it today.
But it's jarred.
Let's take this one to the camper.
I got 15 of them. Now we got 14 to take down. I got a partial in the refrigerator. Turned out to be about 3/4 of one, but I figured we could just use that around the house. So right there, she's got 14 going to the pantry and one for the camper. So that's a pretty good take. Not too bad.
Don't be afraid to experiment. If you have an epic failure, don't throw your failure away. You might be able to save it. I consider this an epic failure as of yesterday morning because it did not set, and Ken figured out a way to make it work. So again, he's been doing this himself. I've been working, and I've got to go back to work here in just a minute. But this is Andrea Swain Martin with Andrea Cans. Don't be afraid. Just get started. Try something new. We tried Mrs. Wage's packets this last weekend
First time ever.
on Tuesday afternoon, and we were able to save the ketchup. So thank you for going out and liking and subscribing to our channel. We really appreciate it. Our goals are to, one, have this be a legacy channel for our children to go back and watch us someday, and two, to be able to show you what we've learned since the pandemic. It sounds like there's more food shortages coming our way. We need to be well prepared. Don't be afraid. You guys just get started. We'll talk to y'all soon. Have a good day. Bye.
Bye, y'all.
I'm going to turn that off.